everybody, it's PopPop, and you're joining my LitRPG world. And today, Serasstreams is visiting us.
Hello.
Hopefully, people are out there. We'll never know until they start talking. But we are live on my LitRPG YouTube channel. I've talked it up as much as I can. You have too, so hopefully we'll have tons of people here. Make sure we have comments on here. Do we have? I can't put them on the stage. Nothing yet, but they'll show up. Author of Dark Matter Ascension, Ruinous Return.
Oh, close.
Ruinous Return.
Ruinous Return. Close.
And then the Fae one.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. Last Lord of the Fae.
Last Lord of the Fae. That's on Royal Roads.
Mm-hmm.
So if people are showing up and you have different names on Discord than you do on YouTube, let us know. I would like to know.
I spotted one of them. Vermisapien there is one of my beta readers. So hi, Vermisapien.
That's a good thing. So thanks for joining me tonight. You have been around in the LitRPG community for quite a while.
Yeah, about 2.5 years now.
Okay, 2.5 years, and you've done all this.
Yeah, a lot in a short time.
That's a good thing. I've only been in it for a year, so I'm trying to do the same thing. Tell me a little bit about that journey into LitRPG. How did you get into the genre, decide to write?
Yeah, so I think to do that, I have to do just a very quick recap of kind of my background in writing and how I got here, right? So just very briefly, bachelor's in English from Sacramento State University, master's in education from National University, and I've been creatively writing since I was in high school, although all of that was garbage. Even after I got my bachelor's degree in creative writing, most of that was garbage, and I just kept writing and writing and writing. And alongside that, in my free time, I played a lot of tabletop games. I'm talking Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Traveler. Basically, if you think of it, I probably played it. On my external hard drive upstairs, I've got over 6,000 tabletop games, and I played about half of them. I used to have a group that I played with back where I used to live that was like, I don't know, we played it together for 8 years. Our longest running campaign that I ran was like 3 years long. And we played twice a week. So, a lot of time, right? And that really built and honed my storytelling skills. Because when you're a game master, you got to be able to, plan stories on the fly, be able to adapt quickly to a situation. Really good for ad-lib writing. Then when I was about 30 years old, I had a really rough breakup and I sought escapism. And I found light novels from Japan, translated light novels, and I dove deep. And I dove into some trashy light novels, like some real trash. And the one that really stuck out to me, and I really latched onto, I don't know why, was called Ara Ferretta From Commonplace to World's Strongest. I don't know why it latched onto me, it just did. And when I got to the stopping point where everything had come out in English translation, I went and found the web version. And after finding the web version, I was like, oh, wait, there's things called web serials where people release chapter by chapter stories. Eventually, that led me to Royal Road. And then I saw people posting chapter by chapter stories. And I said, okay, well, I really liked this story, but I think I could do it better. And as a native English speaker, and focus on different themes and take out the harem elements. So that became Echo's Evolution. First draft, I wrote it up, posted it, and started posting it. It did okay. Got about 380 followers for a first story, which isn't bad for a first story and not knowing anything. But then I started reading other stories, and I met my first mentor on the site, Neon Dreams. And he's not as active in the lit RPG and progression fantasy scene right now. He is doing well. He's just writing other stuff in other genres, different pen names. But he really gave me good feedback, said you should rewrite this, revise it, change these things for this specific market. And I did that. I spent about 6 weeks revising, rewriting all 200,000 words because I'm a maniac. a lot of caffeine,
Yeah,
a lot
right.
of late nights.
We talked about that.
Yeah, a lot of Folgers coffee. And then, and I'm talking the crappy coffee, the instant coffee that you mix into
No, no, no,
water.
no, no,
Oh,
no, no.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And then after that, I reposted it and it got to a peak of 980 followers. So for a first time story that was revised, relaunched, wasn't too bad. After that, I just said, okay, what can I do to try something new? I wrote Verse Walker. It did okay. Highly visual lit RPG, kind of meh. At that time, Neon Dreams dropped his story, Second Summons, and I was like, I love that story. Let me do my own take on it. And my own take was Ruinous Return. I said, I want to do a dark regressor isekai, but I want to focus on what happens after the hero wins. What happens after the main characters win, and really focus on trauma drama. Because to me, that's the most interesting part about a story is the character growth and development moments.
Mm-hmm.
And with an OP main character, you really have to focus on the characters because there's not much to do with the combat. There's like the, oh my God, they're so amazing moments. But outside of that, it's hard to make combat and stuff with stakes because
if they're OP already,
exactly.
I mean, or at the OP level, yeah. I mean,
exactly. And then Ruinous Return, I approached a few publishers, chatted around, signed it with Mango Media, finished it, and then I launched into Dark Matter Ascension, signed that, wrote it, and I just kept going. And now we are at 3 series signed, 2 of them published. Last Lord of the Fae is going to be published. Hopefully this year we get books 1 and 2, maybe 3. And I've written 4 books. I'm pausing on book 4 right now, even though it's done, because it's a good pausing point, and I don't want to commit more time to books 5 and 6 unless book 1 does really well. Just because we only signed books 1 through 3 for audiobook. And if we're not going to, get audiobooks 4, 5, 6, why continue writing the series, right? I'm hoping we do. I hope book 1 does extremely well.
Unfortunately, with this in this world, you need audio. And
exactly.
People like me, I'm a drag with my paperbacks, but I'm old school. So, but I like it. I just, sit down.
I mean, you say paperbacks. I've got book 1 right here. I've got book 2. Yeah, there you go. You got book 1. I actually got this. This is the cool thing. So book 5 doesn't come out until March 5th, the last in Dark Matter Ascension. I got it early. So book 5.
That's not. Is that? Let me see it again.
It comes out on.
Oh, that's a real book too. It's not not for resale.
I know. It comes out on March 5th. It's the last in the series. And when it does come out, I'm going to be posting to the Progression Fantasy and LitRPG Reddits, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway for a signed copy of all 5 books in the series.
Look, just send it to me now. Okay.
You have to do the giveaway. Sorry, you got to do the giveaway.
You know what? You know what? I don't do the giveaways.
Well, too bad then.
Just because of where the position I'm in.
Tell you what, you can send me the money. I'll order them, sign them, and then ship them to you. Okay, we can do that.
Or I can you just give me an address, or I'll give you my address, send you money, and whatever. We'll do it.
Yeah, that works. We can figure that out. Sure,
yeah, we'll figure that out.
So Dark Matter Ascension is going to be done March 5th. That's coming out soon. Last Lord of the Fae, like I said, hopefully this year, quarter 3 is when we're thinking book 1 might come out. We just picked out the voice actor, so hopefully they start recording soon, which is pretty cool. And really cool voice actor. He's actually done film, which is the first time.
Who is it?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say because technically I'm on and under NDA for the audiobook, and I just don't know how much that NDA covers.
Then don't say it.
Yeah, I don't want to risk
it. Involved, always err on the side of
exactly. Exactly. So. Now I do have a very, very cool new book coming out soon. And this comes out for free to read on February 17th. I'm going to shoot you the cover, and I'm curious if you can pull it up on the screen here.
Okay. It and I'll get it over here.
Yeah. I'm sending it to you.
I might vanish a little bit. I might look like a zombie for a little bit.
That's fine. But this book comes out on Royal Road for free on February 17th. It's going to release. Oh, yeah. I love it. It's good. So this book comes out February 17th. Ooh, which Dark Matter Ascension cover is my favorite? Honestly, I really have a soft spot for book 2's cover, just because the whole entire hanging off the side of a building thing
Yeah.
is something I haven't really seen before. In a cover art, like standing open in a field facing monsters, that's pretty standard. But hanging off the side of a building, like scouting out the city, okay, that's something that's kind of new, refreshing.
I kind of sort of did like that when I saw when I was going through them, and of course, being a boomer, I failed in the saving of those. All right, so we are gonna again here. I can do this. Hey, look, boom! There's a really good shot of the first cover.
Oh yeah, there's cover 1.
All right, so that's the only one I was able to find. So let's go and add this other one.
Oh yeah, this one is fancy. It's good. People might have seen it floating around Reddit because the artist posted the artwork to try to get more clients. Oh, and by the way, the artist that did Dark Matter Ascension covers was Cart Studios at first, and then the artist who took over after Cart Studios was Whitehorn. I'm sure you can find him if you Google him, but great artist. Highly recommend.
Well, ultimately, what I'm going to do, and we'll have this conversation. One of the things I do is I do disc plates.
Ooh, nice.
For covers. I have 2 of them right back there. One of them is the bottom one is Hunter Mythos that you can't see. The top one is Kevin Johnson's Slayer Bull. I have Wraith Wizard Wraith Wizard Ascendant behind me, which I can't get a good angle on. So I have to figure out who you have cover rights over.
Oh,
and if you give me permission to make displays.
Yeah, sure. We can talk about that, but I've also got a merch shop. If you go to my website, I got a merch shop. Yeah, so you can get like you can get a tote bag, you can get a sweatshirt, you can get a t-shirt. I've even got like
we'll get ready for LitRPG Con. I'll represent.
So this is Black Flame Mage, and it is a regressor LitRPG isekai centered around Eric Mercer, who is a healing mage that gets cast back through time, back to the start of the isekai. Basically, world ends, right? Start of the story, world ends, and he gets sent back to the beginning 15 years before the apocalypse. He's only got a certain, like that many 15 years before the world ends. And there's a whole bunch of stuff.
But how is it isekai?
So the isekai part is because that first summoning, right, is still him and other people summoned from Earth. So he's there with others summoned. It's just his first timeline, right? He got to live through it. Okay. And then the world ended. So it is isekai, I promise you.
All right, okay.
Currently on Patreon, it's 47 chapters on Patreon right now. So people can read almost the whole book because book 1 is going to be 72 chapters. But it publicly releases on Royal Road February 17th. So make sure you go to Royal Road, follow my account, because you can get notified as soon as it drops. Day 1 is going to drop like 11 chapters, and then it'll be daily posts until we get through like a month. And then it'll be a 3 days a week schedule with a couple of multi-chapter days. If there's like, oh, there's a romance scene on that one, then I'll drop like, 2 chapters that day, because some people don't like the romance subplot. I think it's important to show character growth and development, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. So I just try to thank you. It is a nice cover. Heitor Santos. That guy is amazing. Great artist. He also did the New Life as a Max Level Archmage cover by Arcane Cadence. I can highly recommend the artist. Black Flame inspired by Elden Ring in the chat. So it isn't inspired by Elden Ring, although that was a concern when I was initially looking over the different names. The first name idea I had for the series was Forsaken Flame, because I wanted to stick with the kind of theme for isekais of, same first letter starters, like Ruinous Return. Okay, RR. Forsaken Flame, FF. But then I was reading Azarinth Healer over the summer again, and I was like, Azarinth Healer. Okay, yeah, that's like a class name. That's catching. That's eye-catching. It makes sense. It screams LitRPG out the box. So I ended up going with Black Flame Mage. Actually, Rhett with Aethon is the one who suggested it. When I was kind of spitballing the idea at him and telling him this was something that I was working on, he was like, have you thought of this as a title? And I was like, I like it. I'll consider it. So thank you, Rhett, for suggesting the title to me, because it was a good suggestion.
Well, I guess we'll just have to cut that one out and put it out there someplace for Rec to see.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, so this is coming out February 17th. If you want to take it down, go for
Yep.
it. Because I think people have had enough of seeing that glorious
Enough.
cover art. Yeah,
Yay.
enough. They can wait until it comes out, or they can come join my Discord server and they can see
You
it
know,
there.
if I was independently wealthy, I would fricking Discord everybody and pay everybody. But I have to do a Discord to get people to pay me for my stuff. Damn it. So,
Yeah.
and then Royal Road just destroys me
How
because
so?
there's like, I don't know, 12,000 potential books I could read
Oh,
because
yes.
there's just a ton of stuff that hasn't seen the light of publication, quote
Mhm.
unquote, real life publication, or even ebook publication, which I do on occasion.
Right.
I'm truly old school, and my ears do not work for audio, but I have to change that a little bit as well. But that's that. So we now know that Dark Matter Ascension is a 5-book series
Yep.
and done.
Yep. And then Ruinous
Black Flame
Return is the
Mage
2
coming
books and
out as
done.
the new one, and that is a 2-book. I figured that out relatively quickly. I have skill
Yeah.
sets that help me with that every once in a while, so that is good. That's only 7 books I have to get there, and then we have Black Flame Mage to work towards. So
That
we have.
is Black Flame Mage is going to be, I'm hoping I can get it to 10 books. Realistically, I have enough content that I can get it to 10 books, but ultimately I am a pantser. Like I mentioned, I played tabletop RPGs for the longest time. I still do, but most of my gameplay, most of my game mastering was sandbox style. I like making a world, having the players come up with characters, with backgrounds, with drive, with motivations in the setting, and then dumping them in the world and seeing what choices they make, and then playing out the natural consequences of their choices, and then slowly looping in the plot points to intersect with their choices, the consequences of their choices. So when
What
I'm
happens
writing
if
a
they don't hit
story,
any of those plot points?
then
Then it's
eventually I
totally
work it in.
okay.
Eventually it works its way in. So
It
I
becomes a little
approach
bit of on the rails.
it doesn't become on the rails. I eventually kind of course correct them a bit. I start guiding them that direction. So just to give you an example, all right? I will give you an example. I was running a Pathfinder game that was labeled after Kingmaker. Now, Kingmaker, that module of Pathfinder First Edition, was that you made a kingdom, right? You basically chose someone to be the ruler. Other players got to be different advisors with unique roles. Stupid, there's one piece of hair that doesn't get away from me. Go away. Um, there's different players who have different roles in the kingdom. They get unique actions, like kingdom actions, each couple of days in the story. And then they go out and do activities, conquer new regions. So what I did is I said, okay, we're going to do Pathfinder. We're going to do this Kingmaker style game. We're going to set it in Skyrim from the Elder Scrolls. And the players love that. They went nuts over that. They love that so much.
Well,
So
you got content, so
exactly. So I started, I landed them in a city, started them out with the campaign. They were slaves in a fighting pit. Eventually they won. They were moving to the next city. And then there was a caravan got attacked. They broke out. Okay, you have your freedom. What are you going to do? They saw a fort. So like, perfect. We're going to take up refuge in the fort. Then that was their base of operations. And they just said, all right, we're going to focus on our place of power, like fortifying it. That doesn't really get the plot anywhere, though. So what did I do? I started sending enemies at them, to challenge them. And embedded in those enemies was one cultist. One cultist. And then the next time there was a wave, 2 cultists. Eventually, they started to notice. So you see, I'm kind of like sending the plot at them. So in my book design, in my plot design, when I'm writing a story, the first thing I do is make very fleshed out characters. I do what's called the 3-event method, which is something that I read from a book years ago, back when I was in college. But I've applied it ever since. You start from a character's age of reason, and you go until their story starting point. And basically, each year of their life, you choose a positive event and a negative event. And you state what that event's outcome was on them, physically, psychologically. and then you build that into their profile later on. For a main character, you do more than one event each year. But for side characters, one per year is fine until you get to their age at the start of the story. Then
so that
you plop
doing
them in
that
at the
much
start.
detail doesn't really lend itself to start with the main character around 40.
So yes and no. Because if you think about a main character at the age of 40, they're going to have a lot more life experience. They're going to have a deeper, more fleshed out character with more nuance than a 16-year-old main character. So I think it's worth the time investment because that older main character is going to have a more lengthy life experience, and that needs to be reflected in the depth of the character. I mean, no shame against certain series. Like, I love the Inheritance cycle by Christopher Paolini. Loved Aragon as a kid. One of my favorite fantasy series with dragons. Aragon is kind of a shallow character because he's young, versus Braum, his mentor, this older dude, is so much more interesting. Part of that is the age, right? Because Braum has this, like, he's so much richer of a character, versus Aragon is kind of milquetoast because you're meant to be able to self-insert a bit, which I think is part of the appeal of a younger main character because they're a little more bland, a little less life experience. It's easier to self-insert. It's what I have heard film critics coin the Keanu Reeves problem. You have this fairly milquetoast main character that's kind of bland. Not saying Keanu Reeves is a bad actor, but anybody can kind of slot themselves into that character's place and feel like they're the main character. So using the 3 event method does work for older protagonists because they are going to have that richer, more structured life experience. And if you do feel like it's too much work, just skip a few years. Maybe they had a really boring mid-20s. You know, they just did an office job from age 23 to 30, and they didn't really have a bunch of issues. And no, Salvador, I'm not disrespecting Keanu Reeves. He's amazing. I love the man. I'm just saying, if you looked at his acting in The Matrix, not the best. So anyways,
he's progressing, he's maturing, so it's all good.
So that's how I write with pantsing is I sandbox method it. I make my rich characters. I plop them in the story. I have some plot elements, but ultimately I have to see where the story goes. So that's why I can't specifically say how long Black Flame Mage is going to be, because while I have enough plot elements, plot plans, story elements, little seeds that I can plant, I don't know where it's going to go because I don't know which choices the character is going to make yet until they get there. Like, not to spoil anything, but right now I'm working on one of the second major story arcs, and the main character just got to a big decision he has to make. And until I write that scene and have him make the decision, I don't know where the story is going next. And I don't know what consequences his decisions are going to have and which direction the story is going to take.
So this is a really good point for me to come up with this question or this theory. A lot of the pantsers that I interview and the writers that I talk with hurt my brain with the theory of, I intended this character to be a throwaway. Well, I intended this character to be around for just this one thing. However, the character didn't agree with me, and the character became something completely different. And it's like, but it's your brain. What the hell are you talking about? How can that happen? So how does that happen? How does a character get away from you to become something so much more than you originally intended? Does that happen to you?
So I'm going to say yes and no, but I do have the reasoning why to answer that question for you.
Okay.
And this comes from the years of teaching that I've done and actually having to do character analysis for literature classes and the like, right? So first off, yes, characters can get away from you. And the reason why is because for pantsers, even like using my method, right? The three event method, where you really flesh out a character. If you're pantsing, the decisions your characters make, and as you write out the consequences of their actions and continue to develop the story while they're encountering plot elements, the characters grow as you're writing them. As they then encounter other characters that you might have already pre-written, you might say, oh, that character that's being introduced might be more interesting if I slightly tweak them in this way because I've changed my main character in this way. I'm going to give one example of this using vague terminology, but it is about Black Flame Mage. But it is vague terminology. I'm not going to say exactly who's who. I'm just going to use he's and she's, or like letters instead of names. All right. So protagonist, I'm going to just call him protagonist. Protagonist hints at having relationship with character A. It's never really expounded upon. As I continued writing the story, I continued to flesh out the protagonist, continued to like develop him through the choices he was making actively, right? I'd already established all of his characterization, but as he's going through, he's developing further. And I reach a point in the story where he encounters character A again. Well, he's changed since the start of the story. Character A hasn't changed at all from when I plotted that character out, when I planned her out, but the protagonist has. So now I have to change, as the author in my head, how does the protagonist approach this character A? And depending on how the protagonist approaches character A is going to react differently. And therefore, character A may be more involved now or less involved. So that's, I think, where kind of the disconnect of the character getting out of their hands comes into play. Because what could have been a minor character becomes a major character, and what could have been a major character becomes a minor character because of how the protagonist interacted with them based upon the protagonist's growth up to that point.
Okay.
Hopefully that explanation makes sense. I try to give it in the most academic, vague way possible.
It does. So now, before we've been going around, what is it?
It's only been like 30 minutes. I know.
Yeah,
we covered so much already.
So much done already.
I know. I told you I interview well.
47. I thought I had to like make a decision. Are we going to go way over or not? Which I don't mind because I go an hour and 15, hour 20.
Saga Scribe was right. He said I interview well, and apparently
you do. You're freaking fantastic as an interviewee.
Thank you. This is what a theater background does. A musical theater background, no less.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well. When I was an actor way back when, I said, okay, what roles don't sing?
And I'd get it isn't for everybody. Speaking of singing, tonight is karaoke night. So, gonna go and sing a bit. Don't worry, I won't sing here. I got to warm up these pipes. So
there you go. Well, if you have time to do that, you're 3 hours behind it. So you're early on. You're
it's only 5:30 here. Oh yeah. I've got a couple hours to warm up.
There you go.
We're good.
So we talked about your books, past books, future books, projects that you have going on. One thing that I really do want to hit upon is your over on your Discord server. It's a very active server. Lots of things happen over there. I mean, so much so that you've reached an imperial level. You are an emperor.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to address I'll address that, but first, real quick, Salvador did ask a question in the chat. Okay. He asked me my top karaoke song. Recently, I have to say it's called Curtain Call by 1,000 Foot Crutch, but I can hit the high notes in Dream On by Aerosmith. And I can hit the high notes. And I've also done Welcome to the Jungle. I can actually hit the notes. And there is another song, Man in the Box, and I can hit all those notes as well. So yes, I can do the hair metal. I can do the hair metal 80s band stuff. I can get to that high pitch. Anyways, to give a little bit of insight, right? No, I'm not going to sing it here. This mic is not good enough.
Hey, Cosplay, nice to see you, man. I found you on Facebook, but you already know.
So the whole entire Emperor thing, because in my Discord server, for those who are not on it, there's kind of a meme naming system. My moderators.
I'm not that good yet. I'm not that good yet.
Shout out to my moderator. I cannot sing Dio. Shout out to my moderators because they're amazing. I got like 8 or 9 of them now. They're awesome people, all volunteers, although I do offer to pay them, but they don't want it. So, their loss. They all started naming themselves King of Blank or Queen of Blank. And I thought to myself, what's above a king or queen? Because it's my server, right?
That's
so
right.
I just named myself Emperor of Stories.
Fair enough.
Because I'm an author.
Who voted for you?
That just stuck. So it's just stuck. And that's why it is. So I am the Emperor of Stories on my own server because it's my server. I do what I want with it. Although I will say, shout out to Salvador, who is in the chat, because Mango Media, when I first signed with them with Ruinous Return, made the server for me and then handed me the keys.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've been driving it into the river ever since. So
I don't think you're not driving it into anything. You're driving it forward.
yeah,
So
maybe.
part of that on the server is your mentor program.
Ah, yes. I knew we'd get to
So you
this.
knew I was going to talk about this
Oh, of
because I told
course
you.
I
I
did.
mean, I did my research. I read the document, and going through your advisors or all the your core group, it's like, holy crap, I know him. Holy crap, I know him. It was just like people that I have seen in the last year by being on Discord, be it in the last year in the server that was around, and all throughout. So I mean, you have some serious players in
Yeah.
the mentor program. So talk to me about that a little bit.
So I think one of the best ways to do this is to just straight up read just for a moment kind of the intent behind the mentor program, because I think this is one of the best ways to kind of understand where it comes from. And then I'll go into why I think it's kind of worked how it has. First off, I want to just reiterate everything in the mentorship program is free. I do not charge a cent for anything. There is no financial motive in this at all. This is just literally about community goodwill, giving back. And let me go ahead and read the statement here. So, the mentor program came about because, and this is quoting from the text, I want to give back to the community. My first mentor, Neon Dreams, was hugely influential in my Royal Road journey and got me in contact with dozens of high-profile authors. I'm talking Selkie. I've talked to Zogarth a few times. Nahilia, Little Lynx, Finite Void, X Road, and Sean Wilson. Way more, right? Just those are a few to name. I've learned so much from those people and made so many network connections, all because one person I reached out to in a random message on Royal Road asking them to critique my work chose to intercede and provide feedback and got me into these circles. So I want to do the same for others. That's why I'm doing the mentor program, is because somebody took a chance on me and said, "Hey, thanks for asking for advice. Here's what I got for you. And if you're interested in more help, here's a group you can come join and talk to." So the community mentor program started a couple years ago, about a year and a half ago now. It'll be 2 years in August coming up this year, August 2026. And it was quite literally just the first batch of it was just me taking all the documentation that I had put together already, which was just literally my notes. I was lurking on author servers. I was talking to authors, primarily a very more exclusive author server that a lot of big name authors just kind of hang out on. Um, and I was just listening there. I was chatting there. I was talking there. I was asking questions. I took a bunch of notes, right? I took a bunch of notes, bunch of notes, and I consolidated all that together. And after Ruinous Return became kind of a success, then I put together everything and I kind of had my first run of the mentor program. And it was just me at first, right? It was just me. And I was leveraging the fact that I had a teacher background because I am a teacher. Right now, I'm a full-time English teacher. I teach at Mount Diablo High School. And that kind of also explains, I think, why people trust me in the community and why my Discord server has grown so much so quickly. And also why people trust what I'm doing is because I've intentionally doxed myself. Serasstreams is Alex Economy. You can Google me. I'm an English teacher in California. You can look up my credential and see I've got a clear credential. Right? You can look and see my past where I've taught at. You can see stuff about me. People know that I'm not a scammer, right? You can find stuff about me. I think that's why people kind of have trust in what I'm doing, is because I've doxed myself. They know that, yeah, so much red ink. They know that Serasstreams is Alex Economy. If I try to screw over the community, I'm screwing myself in real life. And I would never want to screw over the community, right? So that first mentor program wave did pretty well. A number of the authors following the methodology that I had put together through talking with other authors, gathering information, made the Rising Stars list. Awesome. So then I kept refining down, consolidating. I did a second wave, did even better. Almost everybody made the Rising Stars main list. Then I started looking for other mentor program leads saying, hey, this works. This is working. anybody want to help me out? Because I've got a lot more applicants now, and I can only do like a batch of 12 at a time, 12, 15 at a time. And then I'm just swamped. Yeah, it was a lot at once, but I really went all in on this because I was like, the more people I can help, the better, right? I want to help people. It fits my personality. I like teaching people. I'm a teacher. I like doing this, right? So that then got a bunch of people to sign up to help me. I talked to them a bit. I told them what the program was about. I made a little intro video that explained it, and a whole bunch of people signed up. And now we've got like, I think 12 or 13 different mentor program leads. A few have had to step away for a while. A few have come back. It's a bunch of different people with a bunch of different strengths and weaknesses, like 6Bs, for example. He's got one really big hit story, but I think he's one of the best cyberpunk genre writers that is out there for LitRPG. Like, if there is a mentor program participant who is writing cyberpunk, I reach out to 6Bs personally and say, hey, check out this person, check out their story. I think you should mentor them, because I think 6Bs is one of the best cyberpunk writers aside from Raven's Dagger in our space. Just straight up. If you've not read Cybergene, Blood and Steel, you should go check it out. It is awesome. But the mentor program has just grown from there, and I host it on my server. And another reason why I think it's gained the community trust that it has is nothing's hidden. If you're in the general server, even if you're not a writer, you can see everything in the mentor program chat. You just can't interact with it. The exception is the mentor program lead chat, because that's where us leads talk to each other. And normally we're like discussing more kind of private details that we don't want everybody to see. You know, there's got to be some private spaces. Mm-hmm. And then moderator channels. Those are the only two places that are blocked off from no one's sight. And then patron exclusive stuff, because my server is split into like two halves. You got the my part of the server half, where it's like, that's my stuff. That's me. That's like my Patreons. That's my wiki for my stories. That's me stuff. Serasstreams, my stories. And then you got the mentor program half underneath, where everything's available. Anyone can see it. And everything but the mentor program lead, you can read everything. So the program is still going strong. At this point, we have helped over 115 people. Wow. I personally have mentored over 76 people. Out of those 76, I believe 12 have acquired publishing contracts at this point. Now, to be clear, I did not get them those publishing contracts. I simply pushed them on the right path. I helped them get started. Some of them already had some success and just wanted to go through the program on their own, or go through the program to kind of see what it was like. Great example of this. No creative name. Ben, he wrote the successor of Kukulkan. Yep. Before that, he had Ashlani's Reincarnation, was doing really well on Royal Road, right? Already a good story. He did Successor of Kukulkan with me through the mentor program. And that recently got published with Mango Media, I believe. Yep. But it's all on his own, right? He just did it through the program with me to kind of experience it. And
now Ashlani just came out as well. Again, that's been published now.
Yeah. That was before the mentor program, before I met him. So, you know, I'm not including that in my spiel here because that's separate, right? And again, all the people who have found success, I'm not saying that I had anything to do with it. The mentor program is just a way to help new authors get started. That's it. Even established authors who are like, hey, I'm curious to see what the methodology is. Sweet. I'm happy to walk them through it, show them my methodology, take their criticism to improve it, because I think that the better we can make the experience for new authors, the more people that we can help out as a community to continue paying forward the learning. Because all this knowledge should be free and available to everybody. That's why, like, there's so many resources out there, right, that are available. I try to make free resource lists. At the bottom of the mentor program document, there's a ton of free hyperlinked resources. Over last summer in 2025, I was able to get a bunch of authors to do Q&A sessions. I got Raven's Dagger. I got Sean Wilson. I got Rodin, a stubborn skill grinder and a time loop author. I got Dr. Doritos MD, who writes a lot of the military fiction like Arcane Exfil. I got others whose names are escaping me. Reese Brooks with Iron Blooded. Mm-hmm. And this summer, I'm hoping to get even more authors, right? To get even more people to come over, let the mentor program participants ask them questions, collate the answers down, because I want more knowledge out there, free to consume, so that anybody who is wanting to write has as good of a shot as anybody else, because none of the knowledge is gate kept. So that's my whole spiel about the mentor program. I need to take a sip of something because I have been jawing off for 12 minutes straight.
Well, that's a good thing.
You say that, but I do have to sing karaoke later.
Sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
You know, I'll have to walk some dogs and go to sleep because I'm old. So what the hell?
Oh, but they're dogs, though. They're adorable.
I do. Thank God. Well, got to be careful. There are cat people out there probably, but
yeah,
cats would kill me. So
cats. Nothing wrong with them, but dogs are better.
Correct. Oh, thank God. We get along so well. This is great.
I mean, I love cats too, but they don't have the same affection as dogs do. Right? Dogs love you unconditionally. Cats, they have conditional love.
I think cat scarring is more dangerous to your health than dog scarring.
I mean, also
I've survived all my dog scarring and
also,
it's all healed and all.
I gotta say, otters are my favorite. I mean, otters are my favorite. So
I'm gonna have to go check the merch out because obviously, I mean, this I have silver. You can't see, but here we'll go. I have Silver Surfer right now on a cool shirt. Yeah. I have to alter the way I sit or something, get a higher chair, show off all my shirts. I do have some. I was gonna wear Wreck Wells, but I decided that I was just gonna go something all colorful and stuff. I do like Ollie. Going back now, since you did that, now we can go with my impressions. Ascension, to me, Ascensions were always like the towers.
Oh yeah, a bunch of the tower climbers have Ascension.
Yeah,
in the name.
So all these tower climbers, which I don't mind, they're really cool. But yours is not a tower climb. Yours is not an apocalypse, which is totally different. You know, I love my apocalypse, and everyone knows that is one of my favorite tropes or my subgenres.
Oh yeah,
yes, yours is a system. The system is in, but it's
it's really a different.
It's a different type of integration.
Yeah, it's called a system integration.
Yes. So, but it's not necessarily good because the Earth can turn into more of a shithole than it was at the time of integration. Mm-hmm. So, and that's that is what the fight is, or the conflict to me is going to be preventing Corpo Age from.
And book 2 focuses a lot on the Earth stuff. At least the first half of the book. Like the first half of the book mainly takes place on Earth.
Okay.
So when you get to
he's going to get back to Earth after level 25 because he's going to stay on Velenar Prime until level 25. I'm assuming, since that's what X told him. No, don't give me. Nope, don't do it.
Not going to say anything.
I'm only.
Let's just say
23.
We'll just say book 1 is 200,000 words. We'll say Velenar Prime is the first 100,000.
Okay,
and leave it at that. And very quickly, Vermo Sapien. There is no Ollie plushie yet. We are not at that level of success. Maybe one day, Ollie plushie. But right now, I only have one friend who has, what is it with the knit and yarn thing? I'm blanking on the name. What is that called? Crochet. Thank you. I have a friend who's crocheted me 2 little Ollie plushies. One is in my classroom behind my desk, judging my students constantly. And then the other one is attached to my laptop bag, which is way across the room. And I don't want to get up and get it because then my headphones are going to be messed up and I might mess up my lighting because it is very precariously perched behind me.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't need all that hullabaloo to happen. It's fun.
Yeah.
So, but it is, like I said, it is a different type of story that I'm used to reading. I'm happy with it. I mean, I haven't, a couple books that I, couldn't really deal with, but those will never see the light of day because I don't say bad things. I'm just having fun with it.
Well, that's good.
There's enough difference between like Ultimate Level 1 by Sean, since we can talk about Sean Wilson. There is a lot of arduous skill building and decision making, and
it's very crunchy
stuff. It is, and I don't mind. I love crunch. Trust me.
Oh yeah, crunch can be fun.
The crunchier the better. But yours is Ollie Crunch.
Statless.
It's Ollie Crunch.
It's very statless intentionally because I hate math. I suck at math. To give you an example of how bad I am at math, I don't know how to do Excel spreadsheets. I don't. I have a math teacher friend that I go upstairs to. She's right above my classroom. And I say, help me with Excel. I need you to do this spreadsheet for me. And she loves it. She's great at it. She's awesome at like fractions, mechanics, all that stuff. I don't know any of it, right? I'm horrible at it. So for me, all of my mechanics are statless. There's no stats.
500 Stardust per level. Oh, that's so easy. Unless it changes. So.
It does get, it scales eventually.
Okay.
But I had her help me develop the logarithmic scale. I learned what a logarithm was. That's how bad at math I am.
Because then I'd have to understand what's going on in the world.
Linear logarithm. That's all it is.
I'm too old for that.
Yeah. See, no one wants to know math
except
math nerds. But yeah, so
the only thing, if you would call it maths like they do over in the islands, then I'd be really interested in it.
Oh yes, over in Britain where they take maths. Yes, of course. But no, so Dark Matter Ascension, I definitely didn't want to do stats in because to be clear, I do know how to write with stats. One issue that I find with writing with stats, though, is that as you slowly get higher and higher and higher and higher, it is very difficult to narratively include the changes. For example, if I am writing a scene and a character strength goes from 5 to a 6, I want to be able to describe the feeling of their muscles tightening underneath the skin, their clothes maybe getting a little bit tighter, their gear becoming a little bit lighter. There's only so much you can do that as their stats go up until it becomes pointless. And then it's just like, why am I even writing? Why are numbers even going up? Because it's pointless at some point.
Well, you're also limiting the levels that skills can reach or components can reach.
Yeah, that's fair. I've always been bad at that, so I just decided to take skills out. I just decided to take stats out of the equation. So all of my systems are statless. Dark Matter Ascension is totally statless. There's skills with ranks. There's later on talents with ranks. Even Black Flame Mage. Black Flame Mage, there are there's levels, there's no stats, and then there are skills and traits. And those have ranks that increase their potency over time as you rank them up. But there's no stats. There's not like a strength stat. There's not an intelligence stat. There's not charisma. There are builds, but they're focused around skills that you choose and how the skills interact with each other. So there's a little bit of crunch, but it's not as crunchy as some of the stuff you see. Like talking about Sean, Battle Through the Nine Realms. Love the book. I love the Norse Viking stuff. That's awesome because I studied Norse mythology. I've got both the Eddas over there on my bookshelf, both the prose and the poetic, because I'm that level of a nerd, right?
You are.
English teacher. Yeah, I've even got like an original translation of the Skillen, which is really just one of the little sections of the Eddas, but it's like an original translation by Tolkien. So super exciting. But
that's super nerd.
I know, right? Super nerd. But Sean's Battle Through the Nine Realms, very number crunchy. And I love Sean's writing, but I just couldn't get into that book because the number crunch was too much for me. It was too much number overload.
No, I'll just have to go there then.
I will say, if you like crunch, Battle Through the Nine Realms, highly recommend. Not for me. Too much number crunch. But oddly enough, Azeroth Healer was not too much number crunch for me. I think maybe that's because of the formatting. Like the number crunch was separated out enough from the other text, I could just skip it, and it didn't impact the narrative flow at all. Whereas Battle Through the Nine Realms, it was more integrated and interwoven throughout the text. I couldn't skip it as easily. So maybe that's why. But yeah, I'm happy that the system makes sense to you, that the cosmic system makes sense. And I can't wait for you to reach book 4 when things get even better.
Well, I'm just waiting to see more of the development with all the various entities that are going to be fighting over everything.
Oh, yes.
The various corps and whatnot. I mean, it's different enough for me to say, okay, I'm going with this. Because I just have to continually expand. I've only been here a year.
Right.
So there's just so much new. And again, I haven't read Azeroth. I've read book 1 of He Who Fights with Monsters. I've read book 1 of everything. Primal Hunt.
Azeroth Healer, I can highly recommend. It's one of my favorites. Rhaegar does a very good job. Yeah, I can definitely recommend that. But first, you got to finish my book because you have it in front of you.
I'll get there.
And you like paper.
You know what? Right here, I'm telling you, I'm interviewing Koss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interviewing people all the time. Butopia is coming next week. BT Topia.
Oh, are you going to talk about the whole entire
no,
thing?
Okay, no,
okay.
No. I probably I'm going to have to mute him or something, but I'm
going to need to tune into that one because I'm imagining he's going to want to rant about it.
You know what? PopPop is PopPop. I will try to, I'll have to pants, I guess. I'll have to leave a plot point out and see what he does.
PopPop's going to have to bring down the hammer.
About right. Hopefully, I mean, we have a really, really cool little relationship and he showed me this. Actually, I think someone else brought it up. When I first went over onto Immersive Inc., I had no idea what the hell was going on because
there were so many channels.
It was huge.
It was so many channels. It was ridiculous how many channels there were.
And I went into the role room.
Oh yeah, where you choose all different things.
And I go. They asked what you are, and I said, "Can I be a reader?" And they were like, "What?" and Butt goes, "Is this like a trick? What is this? Is this, what the hell?" And then I vanished because it was just so huge. I forgot about it. And I was overbuilding my persona in the LitRPG Con Discord server.
Right.
Being the wonderful boomer that I am. And for the next month and a half, they're having a discussion as to whether or not that was a bot or I was human. And there were sides.
There were signs.
They were saying he's human. He's a bot. He's not, And as I walk out of the main room after the opening event, I hear this pop. And it's Butopia.
Oh, my God.
And I turn around. He goes, "Oh, my God, you're real." Basically, or you are a person. And then it was like, "I told you he was real. You shouldn't piss him off." I have the excerpts, so I can pull them up. But yeah, and then the next day I was invited to the breakfast that they had.
Oh, that's cool.
Half hour before, we get the invite and we go running over, and that's why meet Jared, the long-winded one, and Sean Hall, and
Sean
and everyone else.
Man, I wish I could go to LitRPG Con this year, but
someday.
Yeah, someday. Unfortunately, so this is my last year teaching. It is my last.
What are you going to do? Become a full-time writer?
Yes, I am. So April 10th is my last day. Thank you. April 10th is my last day. I'm not just like ditching the kids though. I found a teacher who wants to come back to the district. She wants to return to the actual same exact school site, right? And she wants to like be right back where she started pretty much, which is awesome. And she knows her stuff. So she's going to like slide right into my vacancy and take over what I'm doing. And I've already got a curriculum she can pick up and run with. So yeah, April 10th, I'm done teaching. I may come in the following week just to kind of make sure that the transition goes smoothly. The students get along with her well, that they know everything's going on.
I'm not that old, Koss.
Yeah, come on, Koss. That's mean. But part of that whole entire transition, right, is like I'm still in the middle of finalizing all my business. Because like I had to set up an S Corp. I have to set up the bank account. I'm still talking to 3 different attorneys that I have to do all the
Weaver.
IP stuff.
Where did that go? Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Did Weaver say something? What did Weaver say?
Weaver.
Oh, this is all true? Yeah. He vouched for you. Am I coming to Dragon
He voted bot. He voted bot. He was against.
Yeah, Weaver's Weaver. He might like otters as well, but he's Weaver. So I'm not coming to Dragon Con because I'm a homebody and I have no life other than writing. So sorry, not sorry. Don't you want more Black Flame Mage? You're a beta reader. Don't you want more? Why would you be telling me to go to convention? Shouldn't you be saying stay in your cave and write, if anything? Come on, you beta read. Don't you want more?
I can't do beta reading or alpha reading or any of that. I have no time for that stuff. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as my beta readers would be able to tell you, my first draft reads like a final draft. One of the benefits of being a teacher for so long that my grammar and spelling's pretty darn on point. No, I'm not coming to LitRPG Con,
No,
Salvador. I
he's
just
not.
said that.
No.
God dang it, Salvador. Just PM me on Discord. I'll tell you all about it. Anyways, so yeah, I won't be coming this year to LitRPG Con just because I'm still getting everything up and running. Like I gotta wait till after tax
Oh,
season.
that's a really good answer. Real good answer.
Oh, is PopPop going to Dragon
Avoids
Con?
all the other stuff.
Oh yeah, is PopPop going to Dragon Con? There's Big Papa Dragon coming in for
I
a
don't know.
landing.
Dragon Con is really huge. It's drivable. I'm going to Jordan Con.
Jordan Con? I've never heard of that.
Jordan Con is, obviously, Wheel of Time. Or
Okay. Robert Jordan. Gotcha.
Jordan.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there is a very solid LitRPG component there, thanks to
Right.
Geneva and all that fun stuff.
Mhm.
But God, first of all, it's really expensive to get into Atlanta for Dragon Con because there's like 4.3 million people that visit. That's a hell of a lot of people. Maybe not
Yeah,
that
that's
many,
expensive.
but it's a lot. So I don't know. We'll see.
Travel in general is just expensive. Hey, if they have like a digital room or something, like you can attend to panels digitally, show up in the chat rooms and whatever, I'll be all over that
I'll just
stuff.
bring you up on my phone. We'll do a Discord.
Oh
chat.
yeah. There we go. So you'll just be on stage, and I'll just be like sitting there on the phone on stage.
I have no problem. I can do skills. They can't yell at me on PopPop.
Exactly. You're just the old curmudgeon that
I'm
says,
a
"I don't
boomer.
give
I
a
can
damn."
do anything. I don't know how to get rid of this. Look.
That's perfect. That's the
fake
perfect
it.
excuse as well. You can say the tech literacy part. Exactly. That is genius.
I get away with a lot.
Eventually, when I'm old, I can do the same. I can be like, "How does this hologram work? I don't know how to turn it off."
Okay, great. Yeah, by that point, it'll be the singularity. I'll be uploaded. I'm good. I'll be going forever.
Oh gosh. That would be funny. Oh. We only got about 3 minutes left. What are we going to talk about in these last 3 minutes, PopPop?
I do want to go. I do want to give a shout out, after this. I usually do ramble on and let everyone ramble on. But over on TikTok, Andy Peliquin, big time fantasy author, he's up there with Rhett now as well, working with Athon.
Oh, nice.
He's going to be doing a TikTok live event with a book talker of some kind. Mm-hmm. So I want to go, make an appearance over there and grow even though it's a lot different than this is so much more comfortable.
Yeah, TikTok.
I don't know how that's going to, but I'll advertise over there. We'll see how it goes. But I really want to go. And everyone that's here, if you haven't, subscribe. I know that I was at 150, so I better be more than 150 when this is over. Subscribe, because it does not hurt.
Hold on. Let me help out here.
There you go.
Subscribe to PopPop today.
I'll use that, god darn it.
Hey, I'm happy to record it for you. I can do a variety of different takes. Hold on. I can do the really like AI chatbot voice. Ready?
Pop talk.
Right? Subscribe to PopPop today.
I do like that one, Koss.
Yeah, book talk for Pop Talk. I like that.
One thing I will stay away from is Reddit. I do not have the wherewithal to survive in Reddit.
I rarely do posts. I'll comment. I'll upvote people and I'll comment, and then I'll do my self-published posts that I get once a month. But other than that, I pretty much stay off of it as well. So I feel you there.
But I'm gonna have a street team. So
there you go. Build up the street team presence.
Right, but they're gonna have a street team to do stuff for me over there because they're younger and they know that kind of stuff.
Gotta get the young folks to do it for you. That's what I should do. I should get a bunch of my like social media savvy students and like pay them $100 or something to just like do TikTok for me. Be the street team on TikTok.
There you go.
I got to talk to their parents, get waivers signed and stuff. Though it's a whole mess.
Because you do not want to end up on a Netflix documentary.
Hell no. Seniors though are 18, so there we go.
There you go. They're free. Never mind.
Exactly. Some of my students from. So I actually, I have a few students.
Weaver's on my street team. So there
you go. Some of my students from some of my students next year are going to be seniors, and I'll be at their graduation, and I cannot wait to see them walk across the stage, because that's going to be the first batch of freshmen that I've taught at this school site that I get to see walk across the stage.
That's
It's not
cool.
it's not the first group that I've ever seen walk across the stage, but I am so looking forward to that. Even though I won't be teaching there anymore, I'm so looking forward to like that moment of being able to cheer them as they go across the stage and just be like, wow, they made it. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Just to give you an idea, my wife is an educator. She started with special education students way back in the 80s.
Oh, God bless her. I've tried. I was stabbed with a pencil and then bitten, and I can't do it. Sorry.
She's still in that genre, so to speak. But now she's dealing with, oh my God, the first kids I taught are like 40 something.
Oh, I do not look forward to that day where eventually my old students reach out and they're like, hey, Economy, because they call me my last name just because it's easy. Hey, Economy, how you doing? And they're like 30 and I'm in pushing 65 and I'm like, oh God.
Oh, God forbid. That's what I'm pushing. Be careful.
I don't mean any insult, I promise. Oh God, eventually millennials going to be said like boomer is nowadays, and I don't.
I know it's so true. It's so true.
Eventually they'll be like, damn millennials.
They're going to be sitting. Boomers. They're going to be sitting, and that'll be the Gen Bs. You know what?
They're going to reset. Oh yeah, it'll be Gen Z and then back to A's and B's. Yuck.
It's always Gen A. Gen A is gone. My grandchildren are Gen B. So, God forbid what they're going to be like. You guys are going to be saying, oh my God, the 90s, they were so wonderful to live in. Just
and then they'll be like, sure, Grandpa.
70s, you know?
The 90s were wonderful. Everything was so colorful. Hey, in the 90s, we drank out of garden hoses too, okay?
Yeah, but before you flushed it out, I didn't even flush it out. I just went straight.
No, straight for it.
Right.
My early childhood was in Texas, okay? Country born.
What part of Texas?
San Antonio, out in the countryside.
All these San Antonians.
We were raised where the fun game was throwing rocks at each other. That was the fun outdoor game.
That was acceptable.
Yeah, exactly. Throwing rocks at each other. Yeah, and then sometimes sticks if we ran out of rocks. Right.
Well, at that point, you were just whipping them. You were whipping branches.
It depended if they got into range. That was the issue. If they got into range,
water hit different. Nice one, BJ.
It did. Hose water after like a day sitting outside, like playing outside for like 6 hours. Hose water.
6 hours. Wuss.
After a day of homeschooling, yes. Excuse you, yes.
Fair enough. This is the summer. This is the summer though, when the summers lasted 3 years.
Oh yes.
June to August or June.
Oh,
to
it seemed like forever.
It was. Now it's not. Now you can go to sleep and wake up 3 months later.
We used to have water wars where the entire neighborhood would get involved. We'd have like 50 kids. We'd split down we'd choose a specific street in the neighborhood, split it down the middle, mark out like bases where there were safe zones with flags, and then we would just disperse. And it was madness. And we would do that for like weeks, and we would keep score, and it was just, it was a blast. Those were the like 12, 13-hour days where we would have a parent be like the referee that called lunch breaks.
But you have to survive that first hot drink. That is absolutely correct.
Oh, yes. I loved that. That was actually my favorite part of the hose drink was
the hot drink.
Yes, the first hot drink, because it hit you out of nowhere and like shocked you awake after a day of play.
That's where all the good bacteria was to help your immune system along too.
Oh, yeah.
So, that was a good thing. Well, one last thing before we go. What we used to do in the 70s, we had this big fenced-in basketball area with these 2 big-ass gates.
Mm-hmm.
So we would lock the gates with, 10, 20 kids in it. And we would have at least 2 shopping carts.
Shopping carts.
Okay. It would be like, a pre-internet battle royale where you basically had to survive. And surviving was either, living through various runovers and slams into the walls, or climbing over or going under the fences and surviving the scraping.
Okay, we didn't have that level of extreme. That was, I think that was phased out by the 90s after too many kids died.
Death. It's overrated. Don't worry. kid death, on the playgrounds. Overrated.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. The worst we had was near drowning during a sharks and minnows thing at a community pool. Just one near drowning.
I don't even want to
Just
know what
one.
that is.
Sharks and minnows?
So,
Never played
no,
sharks and minnows in a pool?
no. No, we'll do that next. We'll do that next interview.
All right.
Will you come back? Will you come back?
When I'm a rich author, of course. Well, richer author, of course.
Okay, okay. Whatever.
Fine. In a year, we'll do a year check-in. We can do this annually.
I can live with that.
Yeah,
I'm allowed to bug you on your server.
Please, you're always welcome. You have the verified media role. You can bug me
anytime. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
As long as I'm nice and
even if there's a newbie you want to interview because you're like, wow, this newbie's story is taking off on Royal Road. I want to get to them before anyone else.
I already do.
Go for it.
You know what? You and Weaver and Butt and everyone, Levi, anytime. Because you know what? Truthfully, Dineman, Rhaegar Zogarth, Sanderson, they don't need me.
Yeah.
Who needs me?
The newbies,
the up and coming people.
Yeah, get them some notice.
By PopPop. That's who I want to do.
Oh, PopPop's got all his grandkids. He's up raising up to get into the scene.
I've got 3 granddaughters. They're lovely and wonderful.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, so we're over an hour. Thanks so much for having me.
You are fantastic. This was a great interview. Everyone will agree because I'm telling them to.
PopPop demands it. He says you gotta agree.
I do. I can say all y'all with the best of them.
All
y'all and big ol'. Those are my Texas words.
You gotta say it with the proper twang as well. All y'all. There's actually a trick to it. All you gotta do is just jut your jaw out down to the side.
I don't do it. I don't jut. The bottom
of your mouth was a
boomers
twang.
Don't jut.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Absolutely. Guys, thanks. And gals, thank you for showing up. There's whatever. I'm a boomer. I don't care. Everybody, thanks for showing up. I'm going to have to go down and list and find out everybody who was here, and we'll figure out who everything is.
If you haven't read it yet, Dark Matter Ascension, books 1 through 4 are on Amazon. Book 5 comes out March 3rd, and Black Flame Mage comes out for free on Royal Road February 17th. So only like 20 days away. Don't miss it.
Then I get to get mine real quick. I get to get mine. It's my show, damn it.
Oh, yes, of course it is.
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, William Merle, author of The Dark Lord of Crafting and other series, will be with me. At 9 o'clock, you might have heard of this person. Well, people. Cornman, author of Mage Tank, which is another series that I absolutely love and read one of. Mage Tank, oxymoronic as hell. That's tomorrow. Next week we have BT-topia and magical engineering and some other stuff. I have other things coming up next week as well. I'm always busy. I can't help it. I'm PopPop. So thanks for joining PopPop's LitRPG World Serasstreams. Fantastic having you here tonight. I can't wait to have you back. Can't wait to continue interacting with you and your server on Discord into the future. But for now, PopPop is out. And if this is why I suck. Hey, we're leaving now.
Thanks for having